To the same family as smallpox. Smallpox was a very serious disease. Thankfully, monkeypox is generally milder, but it still needs our attention. We must understand it. This helps us protect ourselves and others. It is a name you might hear more often now, and understanding its background is the first step towards preparedness and calm. This knowledge empowers us to react appropriately. Why the name monkeypox? It's a straightforward story. The virus was first identified in monkeys. These were not wild monkeys at first. They were monkeys in a research laboratory. This discovery happened in Denmark. The year was 1958. Scientists were conducting research. They were studying these captive cynomolgus macaque monkeys. They noticed a pox-like illness spreading among them, so the name monkeypox was given. It simply described where it was first seen. This virus is what we call zoonotic. Zoonotic means it can pass from animals to humans. This is a very common way for new diseases to appear in human populations. Many viruses that we know and sometimes fear have made this jump across species. Think of influenza viruses, often starting in birds or pigs, or consider Ebola, which is also believed to originate in animal reservoirs. Understanding this animal-human link is absolutely crucial. It helps us trace the origins of illnesses. It helps us predict potential future risks from the natural world. Monkeypox is not a brand new enemy to humanity. It has been known to science for decades. It has caused infections in people for over 50 years. However, sometimes it causes wider concern and public attention. This usually happens when outbreaks become larger than expected, or when they appear in new geographical places far from its usual home. Learning about its history is therefore very important. Knowing the facts helps us to avoid unnecessary panic. It also helps us to respond sensibly and effectively. Knowledge is, as always, our best defense against any contagion. The virus was first identified in laboratory monkeys in 1958, but the first documented human case came some years later. It was not until the year 1970. This was when the first confirmed human infection with monkeypox virus occurred. It happened in the Democratic Republic of Congo, a country in Central Africa. A young child was the patient who presented with the illness. This event marked a new and significant chapter for the virus. It clearly showed that monkeypox could indeed infect people. It was not just a disease confined to animals. How did it spread to humans back then, and how does it continue to spread? Scientists believe the virus naturally circulates in wild animals. These are most likely small mammals living in the forests of Africa. Various species of rodents like squirrels, Gambian pouched rats, or dormice are strong suspects. They might be the natural reservoir hosts for the virus. Monkeys, despite the name of the disease, might actually get it from these rodents too. They are not thought to be the primary source in the wild. They are more like accidental hosts, much like humans can be. People can become infected through different kinds of direct contact. This often means touching an infected animal. A bite from an infected animal or a simple scratch can transmit the virus. Handling wild game, what is often called bushmeat, is another significant risk factor. Bushmeat is an important source of protein for people in some regions. The process of hunting, preparing, or cooking this meat can expose individuals to the virus. The virus can enter the human body through small breaks in the skin. It can also enter through the mucous membranes of the eyes, nose, or mouth. The monkeypox virus is mainly found in specific geographical parts of Africa. These are typically the regions of Central Africa and West Africa. The tropical rainforest areas are where it seems to thrive most readily. This environment supports a rich diversity of animal species. Many of these animals can potentially carry the virus, sometimes without showing any signs of illness themselves. The virus persists quietly within these complex ecosystems. It waits, in a sense, until it finds an opportunity to jump. This jump can be to another susceptible animal, or unfortunately, to a human being. For many years following its discovery in humans, monkeypox outbreaks were relatively small. They were largely confined to rural communities. These communities were often located in or near the rainforest regions of Africa. The total number of cases reported was not usually very high. However, scientists and public health officials continued to watch it closely. They knew it was a cousin to the dreaded smallpox virus. They understood its potential to spread more widely if conditions changed. They diligently collected data and studied its patterns of transmission. This ongoing vigilance was extremely important for global health security. A particularly significant event was the 2003 outbreak. This occurred in the United States of America. It was the first time monkeypox had caused a notable cluster of human cases outside the African continent. The source of this outbreak was meticulously traced. It was linked to a shipment of imported pet prairie dogs. These North American rodents had become popular as exotic pets. They had been housed in close proximity to infected rodents. These rodents were imported from Ghana, West Africa. People who bought or simply handled these sick prairie dogs subsequently became ill themselves. This incident highlighted the risks associated with the international trade in exotic animals. More recently, in the year 2022, a much larger and more widespread global outbreak began. Cases of monkeypox started appearing in many different countries. Crucially, these were countries where monkeypox was not normally found. Nations across Europe and North America, as well as other regions, reported numerous infections. This caused significant international public health concern. It prompted a coordinated response from health organizations around the world. They needed to urgently understand why the virus was spreading differently this time. They also needed to implement control measures quickly. This 2022 outbreak demonstrated something very important about the virus. It showed that monkeypox could travel far and fast in our interconnected world. International travel undoubtedly played a role in its rapid geographical spread. The primary mode of transmission in this outbreak was close physical contact between people. This was a notable shift from many earlier outbreaks. Those were predominantly linked to direct contact with infected animals. This global event taught the world new lessons about the virus. We learned much more about its capacity for sustained human-to-human transmission. It showed that viruses can change their behavior or find new opportunities in changing human societies. What happens when someone contracts the monkeypox virus? The symptoms experienced often start in a way similar to influenza. A person might develop a fever, feeling hot and unwell. They might also experience a bad headache. Muscle aches throughout the body and significant back pain are common complaints. A very key and distinguishing sign of monkeypox is swollen lymph nodes. These are the small glands located in your neck, armpits, or groin area. This swelling, known as lymphadenopathy, helps doctors to differentiate monkeypox from smallpox. Smallpox did not usually cause such prominent swelling of the lymph nodes. After a few days of these initial symptoms, like fever and aches, a characteristic rash appears. This rash is a defining feature of the illness. It often begins on the face. From there, it can spread to other parts of the body. The palms of the hands and the soles of the feet can also be affected, which is quite distinctive. The rash itself goes through several clearly defined stages. It starts as flat, discolored spots on the skin, then it progresses to become raised bumps. These bumps then fill with fluid, evolving into blisters or vesicles. Finally, these blisters crust over, form scabs, and eventually fall off. This entire process can take several weeks to complete. How can we prevent ourselves and our communities from getting monkeypox? The first important step is to avoid direct contact with sick animals. This is especially critical in geographical areas where monkeypox is known to exist naturally. Do not touch animals that look unwell or are found dead. Do not touch their bedding material or anything else they may have touched. If you are handling any animal, particularly wild animals, it is vital to wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water afterwards. Always ensure that meat, especially wild game or bushmeat, is cooked very thoroughly before consumption. To prevent human-to-human spread, exercising caution during outbreaks is key. Avoid close, prolonged skin-to-skin contact with someone who has monkeypox. This includes avoiding direct contact with their rash or scabs. It is also important not to share their personal items. This means their clothes, bedding, or towels should not be used by others. Good hand hygiene is always a vital protective measure. Wash your hands frequently and thoroughly with soap and water. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Vaccines originally developed for smallpox can offer a good degree of protection against monkeypox. Research continues to improve prevention strategies and treatment options. There is certainly hope for better control and management of this virus in the future.